Welcome to Anime Amigos, the podcast that was a duo, then became a quartet, then went down to a trio, then went back up to a quartet, then went down to a trio again, and is now back to being a quartet.
We have weird lore.
Well, at least for now.
I am Calvin, the Pokemon punk.
Did you forget your name for a second?
Yes, I did.
Who, as you can see, suffers from memory loss.
Indeed.
Well, he's going to age.
Yeah. Getting to. Surpassed.
Introduce yourself, Dick.
Well, I'm newly resurrected. Reese, the Gundam Guru.
Welcome back, Reese.
Hello.
I'm Ren, the JoJo genius.
I'm Ed, Vanguard Vagrant, and as you've probably seen in the title, we're talking about something hot today. You know what that means? We're doing a sauna episode. Told you it will happen in season 7.
No.
So you know what that means?
No. Hot takes. Hot takes. Not a sauna episode.
Put the hot on me and everything.
We are not doing a Golden Camway thing
He
again.
got his hopes up, and for what?
No.
I even brought my thong.
Relax.
How could you?
I always wear my thong.
How could you deny me that?
Sorry.
There's an image I'm going to have to struggle to get out of my head.
Nothing at all. Nothing at all. Nothing at all.
Stupid sexy Ren.
So now that we're banned briefly, let's get on to the topic.
We're a band.
So
I call Bocce.
Oh, fair. Agreed.
you want to be the drummer anyway.
No, I'm probably like the demure one from Zombieland Saga.
Keep telling yourself that. You demure. And
Oh god, we really are doing this sauna episode.
I am not taking my shirt off. Let's go for the hot takes. I wanted to do a hot takes episode for ages, but I thought we'd end up fighting each other, so I've been a bit nervous about doing it. So I will stress now, there's going to be spoilers for a bunch of shows. I'm putting in a description box what there's a spoiler for. So major spoilers for anything in the description box. Proceed at your own risk now.
Mine doesn't have spoilers, so if you skip to my section... I'm
Mine does. I'm gonna say all of mine do.
My first one is a bit of a spoiler.
My one definitely has spoilers, especially for the last one.
Okay.
My one you might need to see a bit of Naruto for.
Also, my one's my last one's
You've also done Naruto one?
Yeah.
Ah.
Interesting.
No,
Okay.
watch that be the same point.
Yeah, exactly. I was thinking of
Okay.
It probably won't.
We also Elliot posted on r/anime to get some other takes, and we did get 4 takes to.
I got no upvotes, only four takes. Do you know the only thing? I even asked the moderators if I was allowed to do it, saying, "Hey, I'm doing something this for a podcast. I'm not allowed to like so." Is there a cast promotion? Is there anything against it? They're like, no, it's fine.
Cool.
Perfect. Let's do it then.
I'd like to know. I did specify in the Reddit post if you want your name read out, say in the comments. No one said they want the name read out, so I'm just gonna assume they don't.
So these are all so they're all anonymous, but you'll know who you are if it comes up.
Now,
So-
once again, everyone watching it from the Reddit thread, because I am going to be linking this in the post. Thank you for commenting. I know there's very few people, but seriously, thank you for joining in with us.
Means a lot.
Okay.
It's a lot of fun.
I also will say as well, my Code Geass one is not showing up again because I've talked enough about that one.
Okay, interesting.
So we'll start with Reese actually. Give me your first of 3 hot. We're gonna do 3 hot takes each, and then we'll go to the Reddit one. So Reese, what's your first hot take?
Okay, so a bit of a lukewarm one to start with, but after 26 years of Ash being 10, Digimon is a superior franchise.
Whoa! No, I think that's hot take. I like that.
Okay.
Okay,
good.
when you say franchise, do you mean just the anime or the franchise completely in general, like the trading cards, the games, all that stuff?
I think the whole franchise.
Okay, interesting.
Especially how the whole Ash Ketchum saga has ended and a new anime has premiered now.
Can I say that actually on that one, I can think of only 2 Digimon games I like. And I mean proper like Cyber Sleuth I'm a bit mixed on.
Oh, no, that's a hot take.
Cyber Sleuth's alright, but I've never been a huge fan of that one. But the ones that I really like are Digimon Adventure on PS1 and...
Is that Digimon World?
Yeah.
Digimon World on PS1. And
What was the latest one on the Switch?
Digimon Survive. That's the one the other one I really like because it feels like a missing season of Digimon.
I feel like the game with the games Pokemon is definitely more universally liked. I feel like a lot of the Digimon games, like from what I've heard, there's a lot of discourse on which ones are good and which ones aren't.
Yeah, but also from recent memory now, because we had Sword and Shield, I've had Scarlet and Violet.
Yeah.
The games have dropped off quality-wise.
Yeah.
Can I say, actually-
I would say with the exception of Legends Arceus.
Yeah.
Can I say
I
actually
do say-
a hot
I
take
say
on that?
mean
A
line.
hot take on that one actually from my end. I like Sword and Shield and Scarlet and Violet more than Sun and Moon. Sun and Moon I don't think is very good. I really did not like. I thought they changed too much in it.
I'd say it's unmemorable. That's like the most I would say about it.
No,
Because I can't really remember much for Sun and Moon.
In terms of the anime, I agree with you. But remember when we first met, I had a hot take on Digimon.
Yeah.
I said, which as I said at the time, I thought Frontier was very underrated.
And I almost split up Anime Amigos before we started.
Yeah. Yes.
There were fist fights.
There nearly was actually, but
Yeah.
I will say, now having really reflected more on Digimon, no, you're right. Frontier's not very good.
Yeah. It was one of the ones that does not hold up on a rewatch.
So, I would say you're right in terms of the anime. Digimon is better. It has more better character arcs. It has better
I think
storylines.
Well, I think because with Digimon, I feel like they've had more of a focus on an ongoing storyline. Pokemon is a lot more episodic.
Yeah, exactly.
And
Sorry.
a lot of that has definitely gone downhill with the later seasons. Meanwhile, Digimon has been more consistent, with the exception of the most recent Digimon adventure.
Yeah.
How did they ever explain that whole thing where they had all the goggleheads suddenly appear in one episode?
That was in the sequel to Cross Wars. The young hunters leap across time. Because yes, that's a good name for a season.
So
I think also Digimon are willing to experiment a bit more than
Yeah.
Pokemon have with their anime. Like Digimon Ghost Game as example.
Yeah.
I says that's basically Gegege no Kitaro, but with Digimon, which I thought was really
Pokemon
cool.
is starting to experiment a little bit more now. Like you see that stop motion one that's coming
Yeah,
on
Pokemon
Netflix.
Concierge. That one looks generally really good.
But I think Reese is right. I think it's too little, too late.
Yeah, after 26 years of Ash being 10.
Well, that's the thing. Pokemon's afforded this kind of like ability to do the same thing for years and years. Like Digimon has had to innovate and do its own creative stories.
It is kind of interesting. Digimon was kind of this thing that was designed to sell Tamagotchi toys.
Yeah, because it's the same company who made both.
Yeah.
Because Tamagotchi was marketed to girls, Digimon was marketed to boys.
Also, as far as the card game goes, you and I both agree that Digimon is the superior.
Oh,
one
yeah,
to
definitely.
Pokemon.
I mean, I agree. I've tried Pokemon Trek a few times.
I
I could not get into
Can I?
it.
Can I?
Digimon I at least kind of can.
Can I say Pokemon's trading card game? The problem with that is it's gotten too complicated as time has gone on.
Yeah.
I feel like if you go back, if you got NSO, if you play the Game Boy Color game of the trading card game, it's really good.
Yeah, it reminds me again like playing Yu-Gi-Oh games on the Game Boy Advance. They're absolutely fantastic. Like
Yeah,
nowadays,
like,
I don't know what the fuck happens.
Oh, yeah, the whole
like,
Master
if
Duel.
you-
God.
someone who probably played like last game what maybe was GX, maybe 5Ds, and has not kept playing with Rains coming out. That's gotten very complicated. Like
Yeah.
I like it. I like the new mechanics, but I do admit there's too much.
Yeah, that's the opinion of most of the player base. It should have stopped at synchros.
Just writing down all the ones that we're doing, so I've got it for the.
I do like XCs. XCs are pretty fun.
Well, the problem with XCs, they pretty much were just fusion monsters, but easier to make.
Yeah,
Yes.
but that was pretty much the case. Yeah.
Yeah, so it just killed the fusion mechanic.
I
Yeah,
think it was
then-
more just because I like the whole combining levels and whatnot. I thought that was pretty cool.
And fusion monsters now don't even require polymerization,
Yeah,
which is good.
it's all contact fusion.
Yeah.
Are you kind of in the camp though? Is it? What are your thoughts on, say, for example, one of the spin-offs they did actually before Ash ran out at the time, because I was talking about that. What's your thoughts on that one? Was it Pokemon Masters or something? Was that one where it was like loads of short stories about the side characters?
Oh yeah, Pokemon Chronicles.
Pokemon Chronicles,
Yeah.
that was it.
Yeah, with the focus on Ethan, aka Gold.
But that was the first 3 episodes, and then they did something about Misty. They did an episode about Rich. They did a couple episodes about Richie and Professor Oak.
Then they do kind of a remake of the Kanto region, like
Sort of.
focusing on red and blue.
Oh yeah, that one was
that was
great.
Pokemon Origins.
Yeah, I
That
thought
was
that one was
great.
really
That
cool.
was
It
great.
was, but it was. I think that was like 4 episodes, and they just speed around the whole thing.
Yeah, that was a problem. It was like there were so many moments I kind of wanted to see that never happened.
Yeah.
So I'll give you. But in getting Pokemon Chronicles, we got the teaser on who Ash's dad might be, possibly.
Oh wow! After how many years? Who cares at this point, frankly?
Yeah.
In all fairness, that came out around the Johto region.
And even now, it's still not confirmed.
No, I don't give it. I don't care.
Yeah, because the most prevalent theory, apart from that guy with the Chikorita from Chronicles.
Silver.
Yeah.
Professor Oak being an absolute man-whore.
No, it's actually Giovanni.
But that's,
Oh yeah, I assumed that was.
but
the
that
case.
that's been unconfirmed by a stage show.
That's been
Yeah.
kind of a big rumor though. that Giovanni was Ash's dad.
No, because that actually debuted from the stage show, because Ash's mother used to be in Team Rocket.
Ah,
Yeah, no, there's some weird shit in the stage.
Yeah.
Hell, Jesse's mother was the person who went looking for Mew originally.
Well,
And died.
And
I
died
was,
in the
I
process.
was not expecting the Pokemon anime lore to be this deep.
Yeah.
should we move on?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think that is a lukewarm, because I think most people,
Yeah.
at least in the anime
Yeah.
front, agree Digimon did a much better job.
Yeah.
I hadn't thought about it, but like when
Yeah,
you mentioned it, yes, I
and
agree.
a lot of people think that the only real good Pokemon series was
Season 1.
Kanto and Johto, and I think most recently the Sun and Moon. Maybe?
Sun and Moon one was quite good. I like
Yeah.
the Orange Islands, but I know I'm in the outlier in that one.
I was actually a big fan of the Sinnoh arc with Dawn.
Yeah.
Sinnoh was quite good, yeah.
I will admit, I do actually still kind of like Pokemon Events
Mm.
and the Battle Frontiers. That one was so right.
But at that after we got past that point, it was kind of like, okay, this is
Yeah.
getting very old now.
Yeah.
With the whole Pikachu back to level 5 at every region.
Yeah. So, Reese,
Yes.
second hot take.
So, Chainsaw Man is bad.
Whoa,
Okay.
okay, interesting.
I
I didn't finish it, so I can't really comment much on this.
I definitely say it's more. I definitely say like a lot of people coming out saying it's a bit more mixed.
have you seen the Pingus Dingus animation where
Oh, yes, yeah.
where he does
Oh,
that, where he does the
Minute.
James May overleaf saying he's quite sweet actually. I'll call him Bob.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Moments later, Bob was dismembered.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, because the best things to come out of Chainsaw Man were everything else apart from the official source material.
You mean like what, like fan creations?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I will say this about Chainsaw Man. I like the fights. I think that
Fights
the
are alright.
main
Yeah.
draw to me is the fights. Like how Denji defeated the Infinity Demon was actually really good, as an example.
Yeah, but the problem I have though is Mappa. They're just over relying on bad, shoddy 3D animation.
You're talking about like Mappa aside from just the source material.
Yeah. With
honestly, I
anime.
have a bit of an issue with the source material as well because
Yeah, and the source material.
I think the source material. I think Denji's not an incredibly likable protagonist in any sense of the word. And I think the most likable protagonist in the show, major spoilers actually on that one. I'm not going to go into detail on that one, but let's just say one of the characters I like the most isn't in the manga anymore.
Oh,
Yeah.
were they included for the anime?
They were included for the
Yeah.
anime, yes.
That's weird.
I am my take on it is Denji is an unlikable character. A lot of these characters are unlikable, but I think that's intentional.
To some extent, yeah.
And I get that making intentionally unlikable characters is a very risky move, and it's definitely not going to be for
The
everyone.
text kind of needs to call them out if
And
that's the
I
case.
feel like at times they do take it too far. Like the big example being the whole drunk scene,
Can I?
being the main one that drew a lot of people away.
Yeah, because just the problem with it is if every character is a bad character, why am I still watching for them enjoying it?
Okay,
Yeah.
here,
Yeah.
do you mind if I
I mean-
piggyback off this one, actually,
Yeah.
Reese? I'm going to borrow a bit from Lindsay Ellis on this one. I'd say it's like comparing Rent with Train Spotting, whereas Train Spotting, all the characters are not likable people, but the text makes it out that they're not supposed to be, and it's not meant to have decided the world's too good for them. Whereas Rent, everyone's horrible, but the text makes out that we're supposed to like them.
Yeah.
I mean, even with something like Suicide Squad, like the characters are baddies, but they have good qualities and are sympathetic
the
to
way-
some
Yeah.
extent.
Yeah.
Can I say I don't
At
like
the very
Suicide Squad?
I mean, I'm thinking more about this.
At the very least,
Because the
at the
joke-
very
yeah,
least, at the very least, I think the way they see it is that these people kind of do have to be fucked in the head and doing it for themselves if they're going to spar
just don't
think-
fighting threats
I think-
this big.
I think, okay, the thing is though, with Chainsaw Man, I'm not weighing around thinking, I'm kind of with Reese, I'm not weighing, I don't dislike it that much, but I'm also kind of thinking, I'm not waiting for a second season, I'm not that interested. I'm just kind of like, yeah, well, that was a thing, everyone got overhyped for nothing.
Yeah.
Like, for example, I can think of other shows that didn't get that much hype, that were so deserving of it. Like, you got to take some solace in the fact that Bocce the Rock was the thing that came out of nowhere and dominated that season over
Yeah.
Chainsaw Man. That sort of restored my faith in humanity a little bit.
Yeah, because it was well earned.
Yeah, and I feel like, well, as you said, a lot of people may have been a bit iffy with Mappa, and they're sort of
They're particularly iffy now.
Yeah, and animation like Jujutsu Kaisen is way better animated than Chainsaw Man. I thought.
Yeah.
But even then, Reese's point is actually kind of right. They are relying a little bit on shoddy 3D animation again.
Yeah.
But-
And I was at the point of just watching it thinking, wow, people's fanfics, they hand drawing YouTube look better.
Yeah.
And better animated.
It's like I do like the opening though. The opening is great, especially.
The opening's fantastic.
So,
are you kidding me?
why do you think it had such wide appeal then? Because a lot of people like it.
Because it was the whole edgelords on Twitter.
Yeah,
I think it was also because of the fact it came out at a time where it felt very different, whereas now it doesn't feel as different. There's a lot more that throwback to ultra-violent anime.
Yeah.
Whereas that was when it came out, the manga first came out. That was very rare.
Yeah.
We hadn't had Devilman Crybaby come back. We hadn't had some of the.
Meanwhile, now I think the big one, if you're going for ultra-violence dark stories, is Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yeah.
Because that one does it really well while still having very likable. Yeah. Very.
Also, I would say Wild Strawberry, when that eventually gets animated,
Yes,
that's gonna get an anime at some point.
Yeah, by the way,
Wild Thornberries?
No, by the way, everyone, if you have the Shonen Jump app, please, for the love of God, read Wild Strawberry. It is amazing. Like, it's so tough waiting 2 weeks to read it.
In fact, I would go as far to say, see if you're right with me on this one, Elliot. It's It's a better Chainsaw Man.
I don't know about...
He has a very similar character arc to Denji, although this one's centered around his sister and he just wants to have a normal family. As opposed to Denji who wants to get laid.
Yeah, I would actually say that originally I was getting like Tokyo Ghoul vibes, more just because he ends up becoming the enemy inexplicable, like out of nowhere, and while he's working with other people, they're not the same as him.
Right.
Okay, can I...
So, anyway,
unless you want to add something else to this, because I think you haven't got as much else as you want with this.
No, we have collectively addressed my main points, which is animation, characters, the fan base.
It doesn't quite work out yet. I will say, with my hot takes, I've tried to avoid bringing the fan base into it because I think occasionally because that's not something the creators can control.
I think with the fan base, it's more just like they see it as a pariah of manga rather than being insanely toxic.
Put it this way: if someone,
at least I haven't seen like anyone insanely toxic.
Put it this way: if I heard someone told me they were a Chainsaw Man fan, I wouldn't immediately think they were a toxic person.
No.
I would then get into a conversation. If they go into a conversation and they showed other traits, I'd then say, right, now you're one of the toxic Chainsaw Man fans. So what's your final big one, Reese?
So this one also Mappa related. Attack on Titan should have ended years ago. Because it is now officially wrapped up. We've had the final episodes.
Was it? Wow.
Yeah, the final season being 3 seasons long.
No, thank you. I got so much shit for this on Twitter.
What, you mean the anime or just the entire thing in general?
Just the entire thing in general, but also mainly going off the anime. Because that's just wrapped up now.
Yeah,
this season.
Fuck me, it was too long.
Yeah. My main thought with it, my main problem with Attack on Titan wasn't that it went on for too long. Is that it lost the plot. Like the main thing that drew me into it was the humans versus the Titans, which just went completely out the window. In like the last season, and it just I'm not here. This isn't what I came for.
Yeah, no one came into Attack on Titan for geopolitical struggles. And,
do you know what it is? It's someone's made a very nice steak. And then they've made a salad to go with it, and then they've made some flatbread. It's like, okay, you're getting maybe a little too much. Then they made a sauce, and then they've made another salad, and then they made another cup of. Stop! It's too much. You were fine with just the steak, the salad, and maybe the flatbread. You don't need all this.
No.
Yeah.
You catch my drift. It's like that's what it is. It's so, and can I say another? This is an extra hot take to pay off this one.
Sure.
I don't care what they say online. The ending sucks.
Yeah.
The ending sucks.
Is that one of your hot takes, actually?
It's not one of my hot takes, but I'm glad Reese did an Attack on Titan because I wanted Attack on Titan to sit for a little bit before I did an Attack on Titan hot take.
Are we doing an episode? Sorry, just to aside, but are we doing an episode on Attack on Titan at some point?
No, I don't think.
I think originally we were, but that was in like 2020 when we thought the final season was going to be the final season.
Because I said online, how can you have? And I said this online. I got a lot of shit for this one. Because I posted, how can you have a season 3 part 1? Season 3. No, it was final season part 3 part 1. I'm saying, how is it then?
Like you see final season, part 3, part 2, and you just think, God, these Kingdom Hearts titles are getting uncreative.
It was like, why? I said, well, why is the next one not part 4? And I said, better yet, don't call it the final season until it's the final
season.
And then people said I was overtaxing animators in my attitude of wanting. No, I just want it to be labelled correctly.
I mean, why are they saying like, oh my God, it's like when Bayonetta 3 came out. When the whole controversy with Helena Taylor with Bayonetta 3 happened, someone on Twitter commented on one of my posts where I basically said, yeah, I found some of the things she said being suspect and some of the things very unwarranted. And someone said, you're ended their tweet complaining to me by saying you're the reason why voice actors are being so shafted. Just like, fuck off, no, not. Like, and by the way, don't talk to me like that. I nearly pre-ordered a second copy just to piss him off.
I kept my pre-order, but the thing is as well. Again, Elliot was proven right. He said, let's calm down and have a look over this because something seems a bit off, and he was absolutely right. Yeah. So it's why whenever every single controversy now, I am never jumping to conclusions anymore. I am just like, wait, see how it plays out.
Yeah,
because it's getting to a stage of like, I think. Oh god, that's a whole different
topic.
Attack
on Titan.
Yeah,
but it definitely took way too long for the second season of Attack on Titan to come out. Yeah, how many years was that?
It was over 4 years.
4 years, because Attack on Titan season 1 comes out in 2013, and season 2 comes out in 2017.
What possible hype was there at that point? I'm not being. I mean, I know people were.
That's why
I mean, season 2 like had little hype, and season 3 came out, and that was brilliant. Genuinely, that's where Attack on Titan peaked, in my opinion.
Can I actually add to that one?
Peaked and should have ended.
Can I say I don't think you're correct on that.
Okay.
Shall I say the reason? I think Attack on Titan actually there was the hype there because Attack on Titan did quite well in Blu-ray sales.
Okay.
That's where it didn't actually build a lot of its audience at the time. It had a little bit of an audience at the time, but more of the audience came in on word of mouth for the Blu-ray.
Okay.
Yeah. Especially because at that time people were a lot more suspicious of Crunchyroll. Crunchyroll did not have as many subscribers at that time.
I think my biggest problem with it, part of the biggest problem with it, is that they made Eren a villain. Also made him sort of like is shifting between hero and villain, which is like that's not what he was before.
Oh no, this is a major spoiler for the ending.
Yeah.
The major spoiler for the ending is he had future seeing powers, and him being a total dick to everyone and a total tyrant was the only solution where humanity won.
What?
Oh, it's a Jin. Yeah. It's a Jin thing from
Where
Tekken.
the fuck did this come from?
So he became a villain because he wanted to save everyone.
I hate that.
Of course.
Yeah. This is
yes. What a good writing prompt.
It's Fable 3 all over again.
I said, oh my god, you did the Fable 3 and Code Geass thing again.
Yeah.
It sucked both times. It sucks now.
Oh, it's even worse with this one.
Yeah, I think
so. Like the ending to Kokia's
because the ending there, it also says that because it tries to say Eren was in the right.
Yeah.
No, he's not. He was a horrible human being, and he didn't even succeed based on the post-credit scene.
They didn't even build that up from the start. They built that up from the start. I would have understood, but
I think they kind of build it up with Eren's cry in the first episode.
A little bit, but then the writers kept giving Eren new powers just to fix their plot holes. Because not only does he have future powers, he can time travel into the past to change past events.
Oh my god! At least when Deku keeps getting new powers, it makes sense.
Bro, I was just here for watching people getting ripped apart by giants.
I want to see people get killed by giant titans. I don't want.
Because it got to the point. Eren travelled back in time and made his father kill the royal family to inherit the founding titan. So his father then give it to him later on.
God, you just write yourselves in circles at that
point.
Why time travel? It never really works.
Yeah, because when it flashes back, it says, "Oh no, the father wasn't going to kill the royal family and not have the founding titan."
Well, then how did he get the founding titan in the first place?
Exactly.
I noticed. So all the hot takes that Reese's had, we've all agreed with, which is going to be quite different with my one.
Interesting.
Yeah. Okay, so I think you've got the point across there, Reese.
Yeah, it's just badly thought out, badly executed.
So let's go to Elliot. Your first hot take.
I was the person who wrote the Reddit thread.
Elliot, what's your first hot take?
Okay, my first hot take is one I have been saying since the start of the season. The Angel Next Door Spoilers Free One is one of the worst romance anime I've ever seen.
Agree.
I'm not going to totally agree, but I'm not going to totally agree, but I will say
it is like I really hated it. And the more I think about it, the worse it gets.
Can I say, I'm taking your point, but can I reserve a little bit of my judgment for when season 2 comes out?
I'm judging it exclusively on season 1.
If I say you are right in certain parts, and it has gone downhill in my estimation since its debut.
Like, I do not understand why this got the amount of attention it did, because nothing happened.
I think
nothing happens. Like, a lot of rom-com anime have like certain tropes. Like, obviously they have like the festival, the New Year's shrine, the Christmas episode. This show doesn't do that. And because of them, nothing happens.
I will say I think the reason why it goes a bit wrong in certain points is because of adapting the light novel. There's certain things that work in a light novel that get changed when it comes to an anime.
I'm sorry, but I do not see how in any medium 2 people sitting on a couch for hours on end talking sappy shit is in any way entertaining.
Apparently you lose a bit of their internal dialogue. Apparently that's been cut quite a bit.
Right. You're anime!
So, yeah,
anime has internal dialogue anyway.
I know, that's a mistake. I'm not saying that's correct. I'm saying that's the reason. I'm giving you the reason, not a defense.
Like, I'm sorry, the main characters are boring. Like, they are bland and boring. The threat is barely even a threat. The threat is the two of them have to pretend they're not friends.
Yeah.
I get the school is unnecessarily obsessed with this girl, but to the extent where you have to pretend to not be friends with them.
Okay. Here's a comparison.
I still stand by. They should have been a couple from that earlier. If the threat was the two of them have to pretend to not be a couple, that would have been more the threat. That would have been better. Like, that's what they attempted for like the first 3 episodes with our dating story.
I was just about to bring that up. How would you think it compares with that one? Which
that one's better.
I agree.
Because they do try and do a lot more. Like, I'm only episode 4 episodes in. They've already been on 2 dates.
Episode 5 is also pretty good, I'd say.
And that one actually has like good plot ideas, because it's like she's experienced with like dating, but not experienced with like actually being with someone she likes. Meanwhile, he's inexperienced with everything, so they're both kind of learning together.
And I also
That's a really good idea.
What I also like about that one is the fact that he actually does give something to her, which is that she deserves to have a sense of self-esteem and control over her autonomy.
Yeah, exactly. Which is something she's slowly learning throughout the story.
Which,
meanwhile, this one, apparently the main girl has trauma that is explained to us and never actually shown.
Can I also say, to piggyback off that one, I actually think our dating story is way better than 100 Girlfriends That Really, Really, Really Like You. I've tried it. I'm not finding it.
I hate the concept of one, but it's fucking hilarious.
I mean, there's some funny moments.
I do actually quite like it.
But can they just pick
and
one?
Also, the thing I hate most about The Angel Next Door is that I won Best Anime for Anime Trendings. I like everyone. Like, here's the thing.
It's not going to win the big award at the end of the year.
All of you, everyone who voted for that, they voted that over Bungo Stray Dogs.
Tomo-chan
as a girl. The Magical Revolution of the Reincarnated Princess and the Genius Young Lady.
Buddy Daddies.
Buddy Daddies, Sugar Apples, Fairy Tale, Don't Toy With Me Nagatoro-san, Tokyo Revengers, fucking Vinland Saga, a show that has some of the best writing I've ever seen in an anime, but everyone was just like, oh, there's no fighting, this is boring, and this isn't.
Can I add to that list as well the fact that with
Danmachi came out that season as well, and that was amazing.
You actually done another hot take there inadvertently, because people say, everyone I've heard who says season 2 of Tokyo Revengers sucks.
I like season 2.
No, I really enjoyed it.
No, I'm sorry. You are both right on that one.
Yeah.
Sorry, that is bullshit. And while we're at it, Shield Hero season 2 and 3 don't suck either. You can shut up with that one.
It's like, oh my god, I just hate the fact that this show has gotten so much love when there are so many other romance anime that were completely ignored.
I know I was kind of against you at the time, Elliot, but I think now I'm coming more around to your side.
Yeah, like as an example, I'm desperate for a season of My Senpai is Annoying, I'm desperate for season 2 of that, but that's not going to happen. And yet this trash has been nominated for second season.
I will say I'm hearing some talks that there might be a second season with My Senpai is Annoying. It's apparently picked up quite a bit of manga sales.
I really hope so. I really hope
If Great Pretender can get a second season, then
Yeah.
especially because how are you going to do a second season for Great Pretender? Pablo's back.
Heavily breathing.
So let's talk.
My next one then.
Next one, because I think you.
My next one. This one is Yu-Gi-Oh related.
Oh, here we go.
This one might be. This one's definitely going to be a bit of discussion. In my opinion, the Waking the Dragon is my favorite arc.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it. It's bad filler.
I don't think it's bad.
Favorite arc.
I
Interesting.
really liked it. Like even when I was younger, I really liked it.
I will say, the dragons were not a great replacement for the Egyptian god cards.
Yeah.
I mean, no, they weren't. I didn't see them as a replacement though. It would have been. I would have seen it as a replacement if they were like, if the dragons themselves were monsters, but they weren't. They were more like
Plot devices.
Well, I like the idea. I like the ideas of the card that the cards have. Like, I think Timaeus was the most generic one, where it fused with Dharmagista. But I liked Fang of Critias because that fused with like trap cards, which I really like the idea of. And Claw of Hermos creates weapons, which works really well for Joey's deck.
Yeah, it creates equipped monsters.
Yes. Also, about time Joey gets something legendary.
I will admit there are definitely some elements that I'm not a big fan of. I don't like that Darts is just another person going for Kyber Corp, rather than like him just being a
green-haired
king of
Pegasus.
Is this with Orichalcos?
Yeah.
Oh no, I did see some of this actually as a kid.
Yeah, I did.
No, I like that. I thought it was cool.
The reason why I really like it though is because, and this is like the thoughts I had since I was a kid. This was the closest the gang went to losing.
I suppose, and I do like the fact they tried to give the Pharaoh a kind of dark side.
I liked how they sort of tried to develop the Pharaoh more before like going back into ancient Egypt. I like that we saw him away from Yugi for a good while.
I see. Here's the thing. I wish they'd done that. It actually played a part in that final arc, though, but it doesn't play a part in his development in the final arc, so it's kind of throwaway.
And also, it's the arc with the most misplays as well.
Oh yeah, they misplay a lot. If you actually know how to play the game, they misplay a lot.
I mean,
but and even just with the cards they have in the duel as well, not even taking the differences between that and the real world.
Yeah. I know this one is like a very, very hot take because I know a lot of people's favorite is Battle City.
Yeah.
Which rightfully so. That is a very good one. That's a very good one. But I don't know. I like the fact that they were really close to losing, and the fact that what was essentially a small group who even started off with the Seal for Calcos was like this strong and did this well.
I would argue Marek, though, felt more almost like, how the fuck are we going to beat this guy? Whereas with Darts, we never got much of anything about his deck.
I felt that with the personality, but again, I felt like with the threat. Like, it's a Seal for Calcos already. It's a pretty powerful card considering the format at the time. Like it...
No.
Really?
No, it's not. Even in the real world, no one used it.
I mean,
a real card?
In all fairness, it's in the anime. Not only did it have the power to increase all monsters on your side of the fields attack by 500, it also like let you summon monsters on the spell and trap card zone.
Yeah.
Oh,
which I felt like was also like. Really
did you see there was a guy in a tournament once, and he played Seal of Orichalcos. His friend came with like a green felt tip and drew on his head the little seal.
Mind you, I'm not countering like the real world parallels. I'm mostly just looking at it from anime only.
Oh yeah, well, even from the anime, I also think it rarely works as well because, as I was saying with the dragons, they serve as plot devices, so there's no real tension in the duels because they can just say, right, I now fuse my Fangocritius with a Doom Virus card
to Crush Virus.
Yeah, Crush Virus
Dragon.
to blow up your deck.
But I mean,
or Mirror Force. Blow up your monsters.
So
there's no tension because they can just go, oh, this card I have, it confused with this other cards I have.
I still thought there was plenty of tension. I mentioned this was like one of the few times we actually saw the Pharaoh lose.
Well,
like the fight with Raphael, I thought was still pretty good.
That's filled with absolutely massive misplays because the Pharaoh could won on multiple occasions. So the writers write themselves into a corner saying, right, the Pharaoh needs to lose. Let's write him very badly.
Can I also say?
I get that.
Yeah.
It's just
frustrating to watch.
I feel like it was like again, I'm like really like picking at things right now, but I think like maybe it was a scene where Calco's influencing him, like sort of tapping into that evil side of him, where he's like sort of destroy monsters, that kind of.
No, he was misplaying before he played the seal.
Also, he also the ending. I'll say one thing in your defense after this, but the ending is not great because they build up the dragons who then become the knights.
Yep.
And then they're useless in the final fight, and we go back to the god cards like we should have done the first.
Yeah, because the final thing with Dark off at the final turn, his Divine Serpent gets infinite attacks. So what do the guys do? They make one with infinite attacks, but a bit more.
So my
I get it.
It's so bad.
I know that it's like. I knew you guys would not agree
Let this
with
man
me.
have
But
his
I will
nostalgia.
say one thing: Waking Dragons is not the weakest arc.
Yeah,
in
it
Yu-Gi-Oh.
is objectively.
Yeah.
The weakest is Grand Championship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here, let's build up all these characters and we won't see half of them play.
Yeah.
And then while we're at it, let's have the worst villain in the series who's so ineffective at everything.
Yeah,
And takes out Joey like a chump at the last minute.
Yeah.
When he should have had his moment of glory, you bastards!
I know. My ears are very like unpopular take that I actually like.
Well, it's called Hot Takes for a reason.
So I
Elliot.
really like Waking the Dragons, but I don't.
Listen,
I'm just going by what I've always thought, which was I just like it.
Elliot,
I just really like it.
back your nostalgia, and I think that's valid.
Yeah, it is partly nostalgia. Like it was my favorite. It was my favorite arc as a kid, and that kind of just drew me.
But also another thing as well. Mentioning all this talk about Joey in the Waking of the Dragons arc. He only gets like one win against a guy with armor cards.
Oh god, the
And
stupid...
that's it.
They beat Rex.
Oh yeah, but everyone beats Rex.
Yeah, it's like saying Yugi beat Weevil. Yeah, everyone does.
Yeah.
What about,
So Joey gets his Claw of Hermos. This legendary dragon proceeds to lose almost every duel
I
of it.
do like his dynamic with Mai in that though.
Oh,
I do
also,
kinda like
the mecha suit. The stupid mecha suit fight.
Yeah.
That sounds cool.
It's dumb, but I love it.
Yeah.
I know it's dumb, but I just love
Yeah,
it.
Also,
But,
what is it with weird? What is it with anime doing? With anime that was animated by 4Kids having Ocean having Australian actors at the time you didn't think they would need.
We have the Crocodile guy in GX as well.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I forgot about him.
But the final thing about Waking the Dragons is that unpopular with fans and the writers. It's the season from the original run with the least amount of adapted cards for the real world.
Yeah.
So even with all this Art Edition and Blue Eyes fan service we get, we've got archetypes. So everyone else, like we've got the Valkyries for the Grand Championship.
Valkyrie.
That being said, the Optimizer is really useful in a Dark Magician deck. Like generally, because you can use it to fuse and summon any monster.
Yeah, but polymerization does the same thing.
Is it just me?
And it's got more applications.
Also, while we're on the subject, how obsessive compulsive do you have to be to use the Valkyries in an actual match?
Yeah, because Siegfried uses them better in anime because he actually cheats.
Okay, let's move on to Elliot's last hot take, I think.
This one is a Naruto. This one is a Naruto related one.
I'm listening.
It's gonna piss off a lot of the fans. Hinata is more useless than Sakura.
Ooh. Okay.
Is it your hot take as well?
No. It relates to mine.
I stand by. Sakura is not useless.
Yeah.
She really is.
I'll
not.
agree with you on that one.
Yeah.
I hate that people are like linking her into the useless characters because she really isn't.
Okay.
I agree completely.
I'm just gonna because I need to announce that that's pretty much one of my later hot takes.
That's your hot
but
take.
I have a backup, so that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
I agree with you. Sakura is not useless. I think people who think she is are pretty they
Yeah,
haven't got a good
but-
concept of female
Yeah,
characters.
I still think Hinata. As much as I love Hinata, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Hinata's a great character. I still think she's more useless.
She's utilised a lot less, and her kind of peak moment is when she fights.
Can we agree though? She
yeah,
was.
but that's the thing. She loses every fight.
And she also doesn't do it for herself. She does it because of her love for Naruto.
Yeah,
So,
she does. She does it for. She does it for her love for Naruto, which you could argue Sakura does a lot of that as well, because like a lot in the first season, a lot of her fights were for Sasuke.
But I mean, she had the fight against Sasori, for example, with Chihiro, the grandma. And that's fantastic.
Yeah, Sasori. I thought it was Samurai for some reason.
But
it's Sasori.
Yeah, Sasori. Yeah, her fight with that.
She has some boss moments. She's great.
Yeah, and like in the last fight, spoilers for like the very end of Naruto, like when.
Don't worry, it's in the
when Naruto and Sasuke are like about to. Sort of, no, how I
She's
describe
the healing magic.
Like
Round 2.
I think the originator of the Rinnegan eyes when she was around, the person who Naruto did the reverse harm jutsu one.
Princess.
Kaguya, something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, Princess Kaguya.
Yeah, like she was as Naruto and Sasuke were about to touch her to like seal her away, she was about to fly away. Sakura, boom, punched her like right in the head to bring it. That was just like, that was a really good moment.
She's sick. Like Sakura, people like to take the piss out of her and say she's useless, but she actually like has so many good moments.
Can I also add to the mix?
Yeah, like a lot of people think that a lot of people draw to her when they say like, oh, I don't really like it. It's a bit where she tells Naruto she loves him, which I don't mind. I like the moment. It's because she thinks that Naruto is chasing after Sasuke to like help her because she knows that she loves him. So she thinks maybe if I say I love Naruto, she'll stop chasing after Sasuke.
Yeah. At the end of the day, like she tries to peacemake massively between them.
And again with Hinata, she loses every fight.
Yeah.
She does fight against Neji. She also fight against Pain.
Yeah.
She does help with Naruto, but in fight she does not do.
And it's also worse as well in Boruto, where she's just a stay-at-home housewife now.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Can I add though? I do think it was the right decision to pair Naruto and Hinata. I think the other pairing wouldn't have worked.
Well, no, I agree.
Obviously they built that up right from the beginning.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, so I think, but
Hinata
I wish she
some
had
level
more
of
to do in
control.
Boruto.
I wish she had more to do like in general.
Exactly. Because she's literally written to be Naruto's he doesn't realise love interest, and that's it's such a shit thing for a character. She has great moments, but none of her own will.
Yeah, I think that's why I say she's more useless than Sakura, but that's more. You could argue she's more underutilized. I mean, she's not the most underutilized. She's utilized more than fucking Temtem.
I can't. My favorite characters. Gaara and Rock Lee are my favorite characters in Naruto.
Rock Lee's my favorite character.
Yeah.
I still don't know who my favorite is. On a whim, I would probably say Kakashi.
Yeah, Kakashi's sick as well.
Someone does a load of AMVs of Epic Rap Battles History. So they did one for Muhammad Ali versus Michael Jordan.
Okay.
They did for Muhammad Ali. They did Jackie Chan. They did Rock Lee versus Helsing.
Oh, okay.
For Clint Eastwood.
Interesting.
Okay.
Rock Lee gets absolutely clapped.
Yeah.
I think
by an immortal vampire.
Okay, that last one of mine was kind of quick then, I guess.
Because I think we agreed the most on it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because I think there is a huge misconception. Again, my point was going to be like Sakura's not fucking useless, and every other.
But I agree with
like
that completely as well.
Yeah,
I've gotten really pissy. It's also the start we're at it. It kind of feels. I feel like we're getting the same discourse with until a recent manga chapter. We got the same discourse with Ochako.
I was literally about to bring her up,
in My Hero Academia. But again, she has one of the most. Chapter 395. She gets her finest moment.
Yeah. She does have a lot of fine moments in this show anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
It is sad that it takes that long to get for her.
No, I would actually agree with Elliot though. I think, but that's the point. She has a lot of fine moments then, but her finest moment is in that chapter.
Yeah.
Which I think that's how you should do it. Good moments leading up to their best moment.
Right. Total.
Like to go into another one, it's like how they did with Bulk and Skull in Power Rangers. Yeah. They had the moment where they stood up to them to save the Power Rangers in the Wild West, and then they had the moment where they led the rebellion against the.
At the end of space.
Well, personally, I would still prefer if they did it like Jujutsu Kaisen did, which is where everyone always has a finest moment.
Yeah.
Like everyone is always shown to be really good.
Yeah. I do think it's kind of a wider problem with anime maybe and manga where they kind of write female characters to just be subordinate to men. Like, I mean,
that's definitely changed.
Yeah. No,
that's really changed significantly.
Like, that was definitely more 90s, 2000 thing. And even though I would argue Nami
because I'm
is like does not,
yes,
not like that.
No, I know. She's like, Nami's kind of an exception, I would say. I'm thinking of Kumi from Hajime no Ippo, who's just like his love interest pretty much throughout and doesn't.
Like, I think maybe a good example would be Orihime from Bleach. Kind of.
I suppose.
Like, her part, basically, she's mostly the healer.
We are
she's the support character.
Can we?
And also, it's insanely confusing.
Hey, you don't. You know the rules of RPGs. You don't fuck with the healer.
No, true.
Because the healer wins the boss fight.
She is written into the same role as Hinata, I would say. So it's a good comparison.
Yeah.
And also, again, I take issue with people saying Rukia and Ichigo.
Ren, do you have your free?
Yes, I do. Yes.
Let's get to your first one then.
Number one. One Piece is just the right length, and more shows could benefit from being so long running.
Oh no, I'm kind of put it this way. I'm getting glad we're coming to the end of My Hero Academia in the manga.
Well, see, that's the thing is I think like My Hero. So I have the issue with My Hero. In fact, that's the example I was thinking of. Sorry, go on.
I'd say it depends more than anything. I feel like because with One Piece, I wanted to tell like a grand epic tale, and quite clearly has gotten much bigger than I think even Ichiro Oda was planning on it getting.
Yeah,
I'd say
manga sales will do that.
Yeah, I'd say it depends. Like to compare to someone like say Berserk, I feel like Berserk needs a long story.
Yeah, sure.
To tell like the kind of story that it wants. Meanwhile, to compare it to someone like say Attack on Titan, that
went on too long.
Yeah.
But Attack on Titan also has significantly less chapters and volumes. But you've said that went on too long.
I'd say that,
but I think that's because it's been separated so much.
I'll
talk about My Hero in a bit.
I'd say the biggest drawaway from like an anime manga going for too long, which I think is quite clear, is it's very tough for new readers to get in.
Yeah, sure.
I think it's the one real downside you have.
Reese, we haven't got your opinion on this.
Yeah,
Thank God there was nothing in it.
Yeah, I agree with Elliot. For new readers, and also it just gets so expensive to keep up as well.
Yeah.
Like if you don't have a Show and Jump subscription, that's going to be a lot of money to keep up. Even if you want to just do the anime, that's a lot of money until especially on Crunchyroll.
Well, even if you just want to have it physically as well.
Sure, yeah.
There's a lot of space and a hefty wedge on your wallet.
Put it this way: when we were living together, I was running out of room for where to put all the One Piece Blu-rays.
Right, so look at it this way, right? My Hero Academia. I mean, personally, I've lost steam with it. I found after pretty much season 3, I didn't give a shit what happened. I think if it was a long-running thing and it was consistent, I would have kept up with it.
I think that's the thing. It's not much like like it being long. It's more just like it goes so long they run out of ideas. Like with My Hero Academia, you can argue they've at times been like that with the number of training and tournament arcs they have.
But at least with My Hero Academia, they've actually recently known we now need to do the plot revelations. We now need to wrap it up.
Meanwhile, with One Piece, Oda's still going solid. There's like a lot of the arcs are still. I don't think there's
some of the arcs are starting to get a bit repetitive though.
Cal, I'm just gonna say you haven't got past Water 7. Elliot, you haven't got past Skypiea. Reese, don't know where you're up to.
Not that far.
It's fucking solid. Honestly, it's just great all the way through.
It
suffers.
I think if the story's still going really strong, I think it's still good. Like again, Berserk is another really good example. Even though a lot of people do say the Golden Age arc is the best one, a lot of people say no, it's still really, really good.
But that's the thing is, like, I think if any of these like Berserk having kind of only had like a portion of it adapted, like again with Hajime no Ippo, like that's been going since the 90s and still ongoing manga.
I mean,
that was ongoing.
I mean, that's kind of what makes Berserk kind of tragic because almost everything adapts like the Golden Age arc and maybe a bit of the Black Swordsman arc.
Yeah.
With like Conviction arc, you have to watch 2016.
I think I just get concerned because the last example I can think of like a show that tried to do the long running thing is Black Clover, right?
Yeah.
Which garnered attention. A lot of people like that.
But
is it ended now? Is it still going?
It's still ongoing, but actually because like I think a lot has happened in the author's own life. It's now moved on to from Weekly Shonen Jump to a different magazine which only comes out like every 3 months.
And he's getting ready to wrap the whole thing up.
That's what happened with JoJo's ultimately. He went from weekly serialization to monthly.
But he's going to finish. Isn't JoJo going to finish with part 10?
Part 9, supposedly. I don't know if you might do the Doctor Who thing.
Stop at part 9, Iraqi. You've done enough. You've created something amazing.
Well, that's the thing. Like, it's a life's work, you know. Like, I mean, with all like Hajime no Ippo again. Like, this guy's been fucking writing about boxing.
Did I send you that parody of "We Didn't Start the Fire" with JoJo's Bizarre Adventure?
Yeah, we didn't start the Bizarre.
Yes, it was always active since the mask was crafted.
Yeah, it's.
Yeah,
but also with JoJo's as well. We have had those defined fixed points as well.
Yeah.
We've had the old universe
Yeah.
from parts 1 to 6.
Yeah.
And now we've got the new ones.
Yeah.
So readers can now jump straight in with like part 7 if they want to.
Yeah, sure. But the format of JoJo is self-contained. Like, you know,
Yeah,
part 1, part 2.
like as an example with
Not a
like
contiguous story.
part 3 from a few episodes I saw that you don't. Well, like with part 6, because I watched that, I was not that confused.
Yeah,
exactly.
You can
like,
just
I think
jump
as
in.
long as you know a couple of the characters, like Jotaro.
I've just been reminded what JoJo continuity is like.
No, see, the thing is, like...
Oh, please, just wait till you see the fate timeline.
Because I think back to my kind of like earliest experiences getting proper into anime, and I binged all of Dragon Ball Z, I binged all of Naruto, Bleach, One Piece, up to date. Like, I was watching those things on a weekly basis, and my god, it was a fucking great
that was
time.
like
I loved it.
Like that was.
I want more like that. You know?
That was the case with me with Yu-Gi-Oh, and like the first really long anime I ever saw was Naruto.
Yeah.
That's an
So,
example.
actually, before we move on to the next one, Reese, we never got your opinion on the live-action One Piece. I think this is a good place to say what you thought.
Yeah, I actually really enjoyed it.
Yay! Excellent.
4 for 4 then.
I guess you saw the video then.
Yes,
you know our
I did.
opinions. We will.
Yeah.
It was just me and Ren
Same,
joshing
it
the
was
entire
brilliant.
time. I
Really
loved
loved it.
it.
Yeah, because and also from where we got up to in the live action version, it's more than what I've seen with the original anime.
Oh really? Oh wow. Okay.
You never got out of the East Blue.
No, because we're starting like years and years ago. I thought, right, I'll pick this up one day. Then it became next week, next month, next year, and it just kept spiraling.
I mean, I'm just currently reading it on the
Okay,
show.
so let's move on to Ren's second.
Okay,
hot
so
take.
this is the one I've changed.
Okay,
so Naruto should have ended after the pain arc.
Yeah.
Ooh,
So you say cut out the Great Ninja War.
Cut out the whole fucking prophecy about like Asura and the other one, and you know Naruto
brother.
and.
I don't really
you know,
like prophecy, so I'm kind of with you on
that.
that.
Sucks. Like the Great Ninja War. Like Madara, you can make an argument should have come back.
I'm mixed on it because I do agree that Naruto kind of started to go a bit downhill with the fourth Great Ninja War.
Yeah.
But I think because I was watching the anime and that's when most of the filler came in.
Reese, what's your thoughts on it?
I do. I'm quite torn. I think.
I'm with you on that.
Yeah,
I'm
but-
quite torn.
Yeah, because if you skip the filler, then it does do good to have the rest of it in the show.
Sure.
But there's just an insurmountable amount of filler you get bogged down with. So I do see where Ren's coming from.
Yeah.
So you've got all the good stuff, great. Then you got to sludge through all the filler.
But then you also miss out with a lot of really good moments, like a lot of really big bits. Like obviously, one you mentioned, Madara coming back, but then we also see Kakashi and Obito returning. Naruto really tapping into his Jinchuriki powers. And like him actually getting on with Karama.
Because for me, like I see like his fight against Pain as kind of the pinnacle of like Naruto. That's where he is accepted.
Or
by
how
everyone
actually
in the
Sasuke
village.
versus Danzo as well.
Oh shit! Yeah, that's sick. Actually, yeah.
That guy needed this to go to learn his fucking place.
True. Yeah, I mean, there are a lot. Yeah, no, I agree with that. Actually, there are a lot of bits like kind of from the end of Naruto v Pain to like sort of pre-Great Ninja War, maybe just after Madara returns, is like excellent.
I feel like we also need a lot more of that time for Sasuke to sort of come to his senses and return to like Team 7.
I think,
and I feel like we needed a last fight to be Naruto versus Sasuke. That was required.
Because I think as far as like Naruto's arc goes, after that point, he doesn't do much until he just gets Sasuke back. You know, like that's the kind of central
most of
narrative.
it is kind of him again becoming stronger, tapping into his Jinchuriki powers. Sort of him becoming not just a legend in Konoha, but also in all the other villages.
Yeah, he's kind of. Wait, when does he get really depressed? Is that after V Pain? I can't remember. He gets really depressed for a time.
He becomes really. When
I can't remember. Oh no! Sorry, that's after. Spoilers. Jiraiya dies.
I've already written down the Naruto spoilers in the description.
Yeah, it's been like 15
so that was
years.
that was before Pain.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? Yeah. But yeah, like I just think for me, like that's kind of the culmination of everything. Like Naruto no longer being ostracized by the Leaf Village, instead he's accepted and he's all.
By the way, I am definitely putting Waking the Dragons poster in the thumbnail now. That's been the thing we've most disagreed on.
Oh fucking hell!
I'm gonna put the most disagreed ones in the thumbnail.
Yeah.
I think
one of the writers is just like, I can finally die. Someone remembers it fondly.
Yeah, there's at least one person.
Can I actually ask Ren, if they took out the filler, or they significantly reduced it, so we keep the good moments Elliot's on about, would that have improved your opinion?
I'd say definitely take out Kaguya showing up.
Oh fuck yes, take that out.
It's just like the amount of assholes.
Apparently, from what I've heard, the reason why was Masashi Kishimoto added that in was because he admitted he had no idea how they were going to stop Madara.
Yeah.
Like they had no idea how they were going to kill off Madara, so they just brought back a villain, which they thought, okay, I can do something with this.
Yeah, exactly.
It's always quite bad when the writer writes themselves into a corner.
It seemed like ass-pull after ass-pull.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just like the Waking the Dragons are.
It does have that. It does have that really fun moment of Naruto doing the reverse harem.
I love that.
Yeah.
So I just wanted your question, Cal.
Yeah.
I actually stopped watching the Naruto anime during the final war because of the fucking volume of filler.
Yeah, I went on like a year's break until they finally. I will say, one filler they do during that bit that is actually pretty good is Itachi's backstory. They do actually do that really well.
Did you ever go back and watch the Sasuke versus Naruto fight? Because that is so expertly done.
That was so good.
Yeah, I did watch that. The point I stopped watching was when they resurrected the fucking Sound 5 from the original series of Naruto.
That was just filler. That was just filler.
Like, the characters at this point walk over them.
It's a bit like whenever Pilaf and any of
It's tough because I watched the anime. I didn't read the Great Full Great Ninja War, so I don't know which is filler and which is real.
I was just like reading the manga and I was like, come on, get to it! It ended by the point I was watching the anime, I was just like, fuck man, come on.
So shall I go to your final one? This is the one that's going to probably get you in the most trouble, I reckon.
Okay, let's hear it.
Okay.
Quit stalling.
Live action, Cowboy Bebop was fine.
No.
Given some leeway, he hasn't seen the anime.
Yes.
And that's your own fault, Ren.
I will say there are some elements to it that I found kind of fun. Mm-hmm. I liked some of the fights.
But good.
I enjoyed the fights. I thought the portrayal of Spike was fine. I didn't think it was awful.
Oh god, Gren!
Like, it's not as good as Faye Valentine.
No.
As an example, or Vicious.
So bad.
I thought Jet, if you didn't compare him to Cowboy Bebop, I thought he was alright.
Yeah.
I thought he was kind of a fun character, but
good god, it's terrible.
yeah, it's bad.
Yeah, because the one clip that always comes back to my mind thinking about the live action Cowboy Bebop is Vicious saying "mushy mushy" on the phone.
Now, the thing that always comes to my mind is "Welcome to the ouch, motherfucker."
Or leaving Ein on that place. How dare you, you monsters!
I have to preface, as you guys all know,
there's no
and hopefully the viewers know, I've not seen original Cowboy Bebop. I recognise it's a pinnacle of anime. This, as a viewing experience for casual fans,
I still haven't continued reading Bleach or Hunter x Hunter because you haven't watched Cowboy Bebop.
But remember, Ren, if you see a stranger, follow him.
Follow him.
You see, Elliot, I have seen Cowboy Bebop. I've seen the live action. I don't need to watch the original now.
The live action was so bad though. Even Netflix cancelled it after a week.
I know.
The final episode.
Put it this way, we recorded it just a day before. Or we recorded our thoughts on it a day before it was cancelled.
Yeah, and like they just added so much that did not work. Like, what was her name? The
Julie.
Spikes one, Julie. Her, like, all of a sudden.
No, they downright ruined her.
Her being betraying Vicious at the end. I thought, what the fuck fuck are you doing?
No, it's more egregious her betraying Spike at the end.
Yeah.
It did seem totally dissonant for me from what I knew of Vicious and like the cast as a whole. Like watching it in the live action, I was like, okay, this is very different. They've gone a very different direction by the looks of it.
Ben of the Sage does an excellent video actually on the Cowboy Bebop Netflix series, where he basically, one of the points he makes is Cowboy Bebop doesn't work as a Netflix show because it doesn't fit a Netflix formula of binge watching.
Yeah,
It's so episodic in that sense. Like there is an ongoing. The Julia, Spike, and Vicious story is a kind of ongoing one, but it's always kind of in the background.
I'd also say Faye's story about trying to get her memories back.
And I will say that was a decent idea to change it from a a romantic interest to a familial bond, which would. But even then, it still didn't work.
You know what I think it did kind of like in reverse. I think it did kind of the Trigun thing where like it went from very comical, sort of like light-hearted at a lot of times, and then into quite a dark story. Obviously, Cowboy Bebop is the reverse, quite dark at times, but also episodic and comical. But then they kind of really made it light-hearted and sort of like took the piss actually.
They try to have the cake and eat it too, because they did the whole light and comical stuff with Spike's Law, and then did the dark stuff with Vicious and stuff.
Yeah,
and we did not need any expansion on Vicious.
No, but even Vicious was light-hearted in comparison to.
Again, to go back with Ree saying mushy mushy.
Yeah.
That's Buggy the Clown shit right there.
Hell,
I would have been up from some of the antagonists from One Piece.
Yeah. But it's also the fact, I know there's a lot of parts of Gren's story that are a bit more problematic in hindsight. But even then, it's way more favourable compared to what they did to Gren's character arc.
And I like Gren. I like Gren in the anime.
But I think it's so funny that like Netflix live action gave us that and then gave us One Piece. Like, I mean, it's confusing to see the two things next.
But
to
again,
each
these
other.
are very different productions.
Undoubtedly.
But like you could definitely tell the creators of One Piece were hardcore fans of the source material. Meanwhile, with Cowboy Bebop, was just like they were trying to make it their own thing.
But the thing is,
because it goes beyond that with the Cowboy Bebop, because you had the writers and the staff going on social media saying, we're changing it, we're making it better.
And then
all the fan base.
Then we get Faye Valentine's actors saying, well, it's not for the fans.
I'm just being racist.
She made quite a few very racist comments on Twitter. But
really,
but I will also say, even if they were correct about making it better, they're already writing a check they can't cash. At that point, you are.
They're already claiming to be better.
Whereas with the One Piece thing, they went with, let's put this out there. So we've put a lot of effort into it. Let's put it out there, see if people like it, and it's worked out much better for them.
With One Piece, I think it's just like, okay, we're gonna do some elements that are our own, but we're gonna keep the core of One Piece. We're gonna like try and keep in those fights, the important scenes. Like again, the scene that really, as I said in the video, the scene that really made me realize how much respect they had for the source material was when Nami asked Luffy for help on
but I would also
island.
But I also add they ruined the chance for Ren to do his cosplay because there's no Django in it.
I know.
You would work as Django.
I'd love to be Django. To be fair, that'd be cool.
1, 2, 1.
I'd have to learn how to moonwalk and do Michael Jackson things, though. Actually, I'm not going to do that.
No.
But yeah, so I
don't know if you want to make it out of the line.
Yes.
Okay, I think.
So I don't think it's good. I think it's serviceable.
I'm going to disagree
from a casual viewing perspective.
I disagree. I might have thought it was fine if I hadn't seen the original, but I have.
For the record, that's now making on the post. That's making it on the thumbnail now.
Okay, so last one.
That was it.
Okay, I'll go with my lightest one first. Goku should have stayed dead after the Cell Saga, and his involvement ever since has been dragging Dragon Ball down.
I cannot comment on this. I will slide down.
Well, that's not a hot take, because everyone actually agrees with you, Cal.
Really? I thought people disagree with me on this one.
No.
Okay, so you have a cold take.
Well, I thought this was a hot take, because my opinion is... Well, let's see if it goes on to me. Gohan should have been the protagonist going forward.
Yep, that's what everyone else thinks.
It was set up that way.
Yeah, because that's what was built up.
But also, they did Gohan dirty early on. It's not like they tried it for a little bit. It wasn't quite working, and they just said, right, we'll give this up, go back to what we did before. It's like, but that's not what we set up.
No, exactly.
Yeah, because have you guys seen the latest film as well?
No.
No.
Right,
wait. Sorry, as in the superhero one?
Yeah.
Yes, I've seen that, yeah.
Yeah. So they attempt to backpedal
Yeah.
and make Gohan the strongest in the universe again.
Yeah,
Thank fuck for that.
But again, out of nowhere.
Yeah.
How much involvement did Toriyama have with that film?
We don't know.
Okay.
It is that Freezer Planet 419 gag from the abridged series.
Yeah.
I can see the future!
because as far as I'm aware,
Gohan is the strongest in the universe, but so does
do
crap.
I'm pretty sure, just from what I know, Toriyama had involvement with the original Dragon Ball Z, and Dragon Ball Super, but because he's writing the story, someone else doing the artwork for that one.
Oh, is that right?
So with Toriyama, he's basically giving people cliff notes of what he wants the plot to be.
Yeah.
And they also write it. Because in the manga now, it's done by Toyotaro. He's been doing it since the start of Super.
I didn't know that.
Is it a hot take as well to say that Videl was a really good character and then she's not really she's lost her mojo?
I like Videl. I thought she was cool.
Yeah, because everyone agrees with that as well. She's just completely sidelined when she became the wife of Gohan.
So
shall
we move on to the next one?
Yeah, because I'm failing at this one.
Well, I mean, I do think it's because
I just think nothing. I don't think Goku's had the thing is Goku's finest moment was going Super Saiyan and beating Frieza. Yeah. That was the top moment. They were never going to top that.
You could argue his instant transmission taking Cell away.
But that should have been a final moment for
exactly.
him.
Yeah. Would you say? Would you say it was a hot take that? Would you say it was a hot take that there are too many Super Saiyan forms now?
Agreed, actually.
No, I like them.
The fan base has said as well. There's too many now.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Because I know that there's the gold one, there's the blue one, there's the black one, which made him evil briefly, if I remember.
In Super alone, God, Blue, Rose, Goku Black was a clone, wasn't he?
Oh yeah, that's the Rose one.
No, not a clone. That was the original Goku's body, inhabited by a god.
Oh, that's right, yes.
Yeah.
Of course, how could I have forgotten?
Oh,
Zamasu.
And then Ultimate Instinct, and then Ultra Ego.
This is
Gohan's Beast Mode, or whatever it is.
Yeah, this is a...
we also have Orange Piccolo.
This is just to go back to one of Ren's ones. This is what happens when an anime goes for too long.
Yeah. It's just like it's like a cancerous growth.
I think though, I'd also say though the fact of the matter is, I mean, one of the best moments from the Buu saga for me was Vegeta's sacrifice.
Yeah, I think Vegeta could have. Yeah, Goku didn't necessarily need to be in that.
Yeah,
I think Goku should come back for that moment, but it should have been the team up of Gotenks and Gohan be the thing that stops Buu in the end.
Well, I would have loved to have seen.
I think. I'm sorry. Maybe we should move on because we said 5 minutes per one.
Yes.
If we've gone for an hour 15.
Well,
let's go.
We'll circle back to afterwards.
Well, I think that's my take's not that hot. Yeah. Okay, No Game No Life is mid, and I don't want a second season.
Don't remember it. I haven't seen it.
I thought it was alright.
I mean, I don't remember. I only watched like a few episodes.
Like everyone goes on, we need a second season of No Game No Life. Like, really? This is the thing we need to know? Season 4, not Akagami no Shirayuki or Yona of the Dawn. You got to admit, there are some moments that are slightly creepy. If I use the word "slight" in big inverted commas.
Well, you need to remember this is isekai.
Yeah,
isekai always has.
Yeah, but even by isekai standards, there's some creepy moments.
Yeah, because especially when it just opens at the start as well, and who's the little girl? I forget the name.
His little sister. He puts her on his lap.
Very suspect. Have you seen the abridged episodes?
Yes, I have seen the abridged episode where they do make complete fun of that scene.
Yeah, well, he said it's completely fine because we are not related by blood. Did I mention we are not related by blood?
I didn't realise, even though they weren't related by blood.
Even though that she is way too young to be put in those situations.
Yeah.
I find it interesting that No Game. I just find it interesting No Game No Life comes up with this great isekai. And I'm sort of thinking, it's all right, but it's not great.
Yeah, it's just filled with just fan service.
And the main character is way too good. That's the problem. He never feels like he's out of his depth on anything.
That's most isekai.
Yeah, but
it's worse than this.
I'd say it's even worse by those standards. I'd say he's on level of Wise Man's grandchild of being overpowered.
Yeah.
I mean, I did feel like with Rimuru around like the end of season 2,
but
where he was able to be a demon lord with ease.
But I'd say
at the same time he was a demon lord at the time.
Yeah.
But I'd also add Rimuru. That's part of the joke that Rimuru's overpowered. It's not really a joke in No Game No Life.
It's also built up as well.
So in other words, No Game No Life basically does Eminence and Shadow, but unironically.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because Eminence.
Have you seen No Game No Life, Ren?
I have not.
Well, we can always watch the British episode afterwards. It's the only good thing about it.
I've only seen it, as I said, I've only seen a couple episodes, can't really comment.
So let's, I think, move on to my final one. That one, I said that one was going to piss off the community more than...
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Okay, the last one...
this one really pisses the community off.
Okay.
It's about Studio Ghibli.
Okay.
I like Tales from Earthsea, and I don't like Grave of the Fireflies.
Oh.
See... Yeah, I like Grave of the Fireflies, but I haven't seen Tales from Earthsea.
No, I would go as far to say I despise it.
I know Tales from Earthsea, I know is based off a series by Ursula K. Le Guin.
Yeah, and
that series has had kind of a very iffy track record when it comes to adaptation.
It does, and I would say, but I'd say Tales from Earthsea is fine. It's got a good performances from people like Willem Dafoe and Pierce Brosnan. If you watch the dub,
which one is that?
It's the one the kid who gets who kills the king and then gets cursed because of a curse, and
it's been so long.
And he meets up with a guy called Sparrowhawk, who's voiced by Pierce Brosnan, who sort of takes him to sleep.
That's not what happens in the book.
Yeah, no, it's not really much of an adaptation of the book.
Even like. That was around when that came out when Le Guin was still alive, and she said it's a very visually pleasing film, but it's not all.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. But as I said, if you take it on its own thing, it's fine. Okay, it ends abruptly, but I would actually say it's not even Goro Miyazaki's worst film. I still think From Up on Poppy Hill was a weaker movie, especially considering some of the things that they were kind of implying in that one.
Again, because actually. Again, I can't really talk because this might actually piss off the anime community more. I've only seen 2 Miyazaki films.
Ever? Which ones?
Spirited Away and Princess Mononoke.
Wow.
Both very good ones.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you
Howl's Moving Castle?
I have it on DVD, I just haven't watched it yet.
It's good though.
Reese, so you're probably the only person in this one. Did you like Tales from Earthsea, or are you...
Well, I've only seen Tales from Earthsea once, and that was like years ago, so I barely remember it.
Did you remember liking it at the time, though?
I thought it was alright.
I'm not saying it's
it looked good. I remember at the time, I did enjoy the music in it.
But I'm standing by, it's not the worst Ghibli film. Grave of the Fireflies is the worst one.
Oh.
Worst?
Isn't that like one of the ones that people love?
Yeah, it is, It's like...
Well, because often Grave of the Fireflies is the most depressing.
Yes.
But it's not the fact it's depressing, it's faux depressing, because I've never been depressed by it at all.
Really?
I was bored.
You're bored?
You heartless monster!
I mean...
They're not characters! They're just cutouts! That's all it is. Name one character trait that Sade and Setsuko have. One character trait apart from the fact they're siblings.
One cares for the other.
Yeah.
Exactly. There's nothing to them.
Yeah.
And also, Seda is a monster, and the text never calls him out for it. He is completely responsible for his sister's death, and because of his dumb pride, he never admits to his pride, and the text throws him out by having him die as soon as that happens.
Well, that's a character trait. They're prideful.
Yeah, but that's the point. No one comments that Seda is a monster that kills his sister.
Are you seeing it as misery porn? Is that why you don't like it?
I don't like misery porn for a start.
Right,
and well, that's one thing. I don't like misery porn, and I hate it when they act like it should be misery porn, and I'm looking at it going, no, it isn't. It's fucking annoying. It's fucking annoying.
Example of misery porn, just so I get like the...
£7?
I haven't seen it.
A terrible movie.
I enjoyed it as well.
For a recent example, I say arguably The Whale.
Oh, in that case, maybe Joker.
I'd say Joker kind of, but Joker is how it's done right because, but I'd say Grave of the Fireflies is just so annoying because there's like all these foam. Like at no point does Seda ever think maybe I should go back.
Yeah.
And as soon
no, I agree. That's the kind of tragedy of it.
And me and Joe, when we were watching it the first time, we were like, oh fucking hell! When we get to the montage, Sadie with Setsuko after she dies, we were like, oh for God's sake, get on with it. We've seen it's all these moments that Seda couldn't possibly have been there to witness. And now I will freely admit I got a lot of facts wrong when I wrote about it in my book. I got facts wrong about it, and I really should have researched.
What's that? Plug.
This is kind of me. This is also me, sort of like correcting.
What did you get wrong about it?
I kind of mentioned a bunch of stuff about it, it not being having an anti-war message.
Oh, okay.
And that's apparently a misquote that no one can seem to find.
Right. Okay.
That no one can seem to find. So I got some of the motives around Takahata with this film wrong. Yeah. So I will freely admit I used a source that wasn't correct with that one, and I got that wrong. But I stand by my opinion is. that say there's a terrible character and no one calls him out for it, and then the text also doesn't call him out for it.
No, I agree. I agree. I remember watching that film thinking it could have been resolved had he just gone back.
Yeah, but I just ended up I ended up being bored throughout most of it. Like, for God's sake, something fucking happen.
Yeah.
Well, it's coming to you from the guy who defends the ending to Weathering with You.
Well, I think I'll agree. The best anti-war Studio Ghibli film has to be Porco Rosso.
Porco Rosso is way better, yeah. Porco Rosso is great.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good, Ren. You have to watch it.
Yeah,
Michael Keaton giving one of his best performances.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, that's that. I promise I'm going to watch more Studio Ghibli movies. Yeah. Honestly, the one I want to watch most right now is Ponyo.
Who do you think we had? Who had the hottest hot take?
I think me. With Waking with Dragons.
Yeah.
I can't comment.
No, I'm going to say it was Ren with the Cowboy Bebop one.
I knew it was going to annoy you guys.
Oh, actually, yeah, that's good point.
Can I say
I think my one got the biggest reaction, but we all vehemently disagreed with him.
Yeah. Can I also add? I think if we vote for the community vote, I think the one that would win as the most disagreed would be either Ren's or my one.
I'd say Reese's maybe with Attack on Titan.
Oh yeah, I agree. Loads of people love Attack on Titan. I think.
But most people have hopped off it now.
Okay, let's go on to the
Reddit.
As
I said, we've had 4. As I said, I'm not going to read out your name.
Shall we rate with the Reddit ones? Shall we rate them out of 5? 5 being we agree the most with it, and
I'm going to
disagree.
go with the weakest because I know it's one we agree with. Maybe the Quintessential Quintuplets is super rated and it's just good enough.
Is super what?
Overrated. Ending sucks, and that's why I'd agree with that.
Didn't watch it.
Okay, so I've only watched a few episodes. It was alright. I think it's because a lot of people claim it to be like one of the pantheons of rom-com anime.
Oh no, it is definitely not.
Harem rom-com, just like
it's
fine.
I remember liking it.
Personally, I'm currently preferring 100 Girlfriends. That's not this season.
Okay,
so I say maybe 2.
I'm gonna. So that means you disagree with it. One is you complete.
In that case, 4.
I'm gonna go 4.
Yeah, I go 4.
What was the
Quintessential Quintuplets is super overrated.
What are we?
Out of 5, you agree with it the most. 1, you disagree with it the most. 1, you really disagree with it.
I can't really. I'd say. I mean, like 2, just because I haven't really seen much.
So
I liked it.
Next one. I don't know. I'm gonna go with. You know what? I'm gonna go with the one that caused the argument. Battle Shonen has less action per episode than a regular action anime. In those shows, the adversaries talk and talk and talk, and then fight for a little bit and talk again, and then we have a flashback which we get mostly talking, and the moment they start fighting with each other, we have yet another flashback and first flashback, etc. When finally the show returns to the original fight, and we don't have to remember or care what happened.
So this guy's a fan of Naruto, I'm presuming.
Another hot take: too much melodrama in battles and shonen. Too many soap operatic tricks. In this supposedly action-filled genre.
I'm gonna go.
And someone was just calling out saying, "Yeah, that's kind of the case. We all know that's the case."
Yeah, but we know what we're signing up for, so I'm gonna go 2 on that one.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna expand on this, and I'm gonna say, in my opinion, I think most anime dialogue isn't that good.
I disagree.
Yeah,
I'm good.
I would say like the reason I say it is because a lot of the times they don't talk. You know, like they don't talk like teenagers. A lot of the times, like the internet is supposed to be rotten is a perfect example for this because, like as an example, rather than saying, "Oh, he's a good friend of mine," they say, "There's someone very precious to me."
Yeah.
Okay.
And
fine.
they constantly say things like, "You know, guys like me have thoughts like this. A lot of guys have thoughts like this. You know."
Yeah.
And like. A big example. Yeah. Sorry, just to go on. I'm sorry, I keep shitting on it, but one more time. I promise. Like at the beginning where he's helping her like fix her shoe or something, he says, he just says, "Don't slap me." It's just, "Don't slap me for this. I'm not doing anything perverted." And rather than saying something like, "The fuck you talking about? Of course I wouldn't." She instead goes, "I would never do anything like that for my savior."
All right.
Like,
yeah. No.
Yeah.
Okay. So
I say
I'm going to 2 out for that. One.
I say 4. But that's because that's just the case. It's not like I'm not agreeing with it being a hot take.
Yeah.
I'm going to say 5 again because it's just true.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, next one. Tournament arcs are basically filler, and most sports anime are peak AF.
Fuck off. Wait, in the first part of that, fuck off.
Okay.
In the second part, agree.
I'd say it is definitely the case with some, like tournament.
But some of them...
I wouldn't say like shonen anime. that's the case. Tournament arcs in most shonen anime do normally have a purpose. I see definitely the case in a lot of isekai. You can kind of tell that like just having a tournament arc for the sake of having a tournament arc.
Was the statement most filler arcs?
Most tournaments are filler.
Tournament arcs are basically.
I mean, tournaments are no, because in My Hero Academia, that's not a filler arc.
No, there are some like training sequences or tournament arcs. You can say they are.
I can some of them are, yeah.
The purpose for them, yes, is to get Deku to learn a new power at times. But then you just think you could have done that in other situations, especially because we've had so many of them.
But in any case,
I think the only tournament arc in My Hero Academia that's actually has a purpose is the one season 2 personally.
Yeah, but that's the only one I can bring up. I think it's the only one that you could classify as a tournament arc, and again, that serves to use because it introduces Shoto and his.
I think if you're repeating it,
or like I guess like ones that are definitely useful. Chunin exam.
Yes,
but I will say
that's a really good one. Maybe the Cell
games.
If you'd just done with sports anime as PKF, I think it would have been a 4 because I can think of a bunch of sports anime that's come out recently I really like, particularly Haikyuu.
Like I'll be honest, there are a few sports anime that I can think of that I didn't really like. Like, even like a badminton one that came out last year, I found myself actually really liking.
Yeah, it was good last year.
Or like Tsurune is a really good recent example.
So for the taking it all together, I'm going to give it a 3. If it was just separating them out,
with the sports one, that's a 5.
Sports is a
that's a 5. With
sports is a 4 for me because there's been a few that I don't really like.
With the tournament ones, I'd probably say 3. It depends on the context.
2 for the tournaments.
Yeah, 2 tournaments for me.
I'm going to say 4 sports, 3 tournaments.
Okay, and the last one, and I'm saving this one first because I really want to hear Ren's thought on it, because it's Hunter x Hunter.
Yep.
The Ant arc in Hunter x Hunter is the second best arc.
Second best? I guess the first one is like the...
They didn't say what the best was.
Someone
actually commented saying, after reading Succession Wars, yes, and it's an undeniable fact.
I love the Ant arc.
Was that one like quite controversial? Like, did a lot of people not like the Ant arc?
It's very long and can be slow at times, but for me, I actually thought it was fantastic.
And now that song's back in my head.
Hey! Yeah, like my friends who have spoken to who have seen it, and you remember Becky? Becky and I watched it.
Yeah.
Like they mostly thought it was kind of like very prolonged and not all that much actually happened. But for me, I was like fucking enthralled.
I've not got to the Ant arc, have I?
No, but when you do, I'd be interested in your thoughts actually.
Yeah.
I really like it
because I've just got to the York Do City arc.
You've got a great arc, tournament arc actually.
Hey, we just did a tournament arc though. We did the tower one.
Well, now you get another
tournament arc.
Stop complaining.
You get a tournament arc. You get a tournament arc.
I'm changing my answer to 1 to disagree. It's not filler. It's not filler if it's in Hunter x Hunter.
Okay.
But my favourite moment from anime is in the Chimera Ant arc.
So would you say that's a 4?
I don't know. Second best. I would actually. Oh god!
Especially considering the training arc are very
4
good.
because I love that and I love Greed Island. Oh, okay. Actually, no, maybe 5 because Greed Island is.
What would you say is the best Hunter x Hunter arc?
Greed Island, probably.
Okay.
I'm well off that one.
Or
well, this is it saying Ant arc's the second best.
No, actually, York New is fantastic. Oh yeah, no, it's a 5 because it's definitely not the best, but it's up there.
Okay.
So
I love Hunter x Hunter.
We can't answer this one.
Yep.
You should be able to soon.
I'm going to say it 1 to piss Ren off.
So
reasonable.
We come to the end of that one, and I think we had a bunch of very good hot takes. I'd say of the hottest takes, I'd say Reese's it was
Attack on Titan.
Attack on Titan for the most part. For the community, I think we'll most agree with that one.
My Waking the Dragons.
Yeah.
Yours is Waking the Dragons. Ren's is definitely Cowboy Bebop. What would you say my one was?
Fireflies.
Fireflies, isn't it?
Fireflies.
Yeah.
I knew that was going to piss people off, but I'm going to stand by it. I will stand by it till the day I will stand by it. That I don't like that film.
Yeah, fair enough.
Okay.
And
because none of us got heated over it.
No.
Hey.
I'm amazed I didn't like have a projectile lobbed at me for Cowboy Bebop.
The cameras. Wait till the cameras
Just wait until after,
Yeah, he'll be throwing the camera at you.
The
last footage of the video is just Calvin going over there. Just
found footage murder.
Hang on, no, it's supposed to be
Calvin.
Someone just do the to be continued bit in the edit.
Can you edit that in now, Cal?
No, I can't. I'm not that skilled.
Never mind.
So We'll be.
Reese is back, everyone.
And we'll be back. And we'll be back next month.
Yep.
With our best of fall.
Yes.
What
I will be pushing Cal over.
It has been a really good season.
Very good season,
Yeah.
but I think we have an outright winner already. Just
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah.
possibly.
Yeah,
but
the brand new Beyblade anime.
Pardon?
Yeah.
I did not know that was out. I'm up for watching that. That's fun.
Beyblade.
Is it good?
No.
All my votes are going to Cowboy Vanguard. It ended last season, but god damn it, I'm adding this one.
Valid.
Like I said,
And then it ripped. I'm really liking Apothecary Diaries.
Oh, that was
really good.
Surprisingly good.
Shangri-La Frontier's been
very
good.
That's good.
I like the Kingdom of Ruin. That one's been pretty good.
That's decent.
One that I think I'm the only one.
Okay, hang on a second. Kingdom of Ruin. That's how you do an awful character right.
Yeah. The one I'm pretty sure I'm the only one watching Stardust Telepath.
I'll get on the case.
It's basically
Is that on High Dive or?
It's Crunchyroll.
Crunchyroll.
It's basically the best way I can describe it because it stars a shy girl. It's Bocce the Rock, but there's an alien there and they're building rockets.
God, I wish I liked Shy more than I do.
I think it's been
It's
decent
alright.
as in My Hero Academia Alternative.
I've only seen the first episode, I'll be honest.
It's alright, but it's not great. Let's be honest.
It's not special, but it's decent.
Also, I think we're getting a better Sentai spoof next year with Go Loser Ranger.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, which that's not a good adaptation title because his original title is Loser Ranger or Reject Ranger.
And then Shield Hero, I'm still liking that one.
Yeah, that's been really good.
Seriously, I'm getting sick of the people saying it's bad because they don't know what they're on about.
Yeah, I don't like the fact that they brought back Bitch Slut though. Like, why are people still believing her?
Like, seriously, what is wrong with this?
Yeah.
I also think it's actually improved my opinion of season 2.
Yeah.
Because it felt like they've followed on from it very well.
I'm mixed on one called Berserk of Gluttony, but that's probably because I feel like the love interest, the romance in it, romance and Archie together, is a bit too forced and everyone's a bit overly too cruel.
Yeah, it's going to your thing about bad dialogue. It's a bit unbelievable on that front. Okay, so we'll be back next month with that one. Obviously, we haven't mentioned Firen because we all love
the
it.
elephant in the room.
Yeah.
There's no need to talk about that one. Everyone loves it. Go watch Free Rent if you haven't.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because so much so it got a giant premiere that everyone was talking about.
Yeah.
But it was the hype was worth it.
Absolutely.
So we'll see you next month. Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.
Bye.